All right, welcome to another JNCIE-SP video. We're going to be moving on to SNMP in this video, Simple Network Management Protocol. Finished up NTP in the last video. So let's move on. I'll pull up my lab here and I'll make sure to share screen. Okay, so I'm sharing screen 2 now. So, yep, you'll see I added 2 more devices. So for SNMP, let's do the same strategy as for other that I'll be doing from now on. So to do that, I will pull up one device, and then I will pull up another device in a separate tab, detach, and put it over here. Okay, and now I'll start off. Oops, and looks like it's the classic bug. So, well, that's too bad. Shoot. Well, I think I'll restart the VM. I'll do it at the VM. Yeah, I really wish I knew what caused this. I mean, I know that for a long time in other topologies, I was not having this problem. So sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't happen. But when it happens, it's definitely no fun. Not too big of a deal. I can just, I'm sure I can just hit the restart there. Won't do anything fancy like upgrading the OS on me like it did when I did the GNS3 restore command before, but I know not to do that. So everything looks good. Hopefully that'll come up pretty fast. Oops, it looks like I'm connecting to port 80. That's interesting. I thought I set it up for port 3080. Oh, well, it reset to port 80. Well, it looks like it's able to connect to it on port 80, so no problem for me. Okay, so now it's got to boot up. Okay, so I won't be able to use that for a few minutes. Won't be too long. So I guess I'll take a look. Yep, so I've got all my tags and everything ready to go. I won't need to really modify them. SNMP, yep, this is going to have to do with network security a little bit as well. So I guess what I can do is look up the RFC for SNMP and maybe read that over as the as it's booting up. Now SNMP, it's almost kind of a little bit sad that it's on this test, because SNMP is not going to be a management protocol that is preferred in modern networks. Instead, you're going to be using netconf, which is like the latest version of SNMP. You can think of it as SNMP version 4, or some other Python-style way of gathering the information. SNMP is really kind of an outdated subject matter. So let's find the RFC. So here's the RFC for a simple network management protocol. And here's for version 2 of it. And then, yeah, so I think this is the one. We can see that it obsoletes another one. Oh, so this is, okay, so yeah, this is the most current one. This historic is interesting. Yeah, I wonder why it says historic there. You can see it's a pretty long RFC. Let's see if there's, well, yeah, let's do this. Since we gotta wait for it to boot up anyway, let's just read as much of this RFC as is possible. So status of this memo. This RFC is a re-release of RFC 1098 with a changed status of this memo section, plus a few minor typogeographical corrections. This memo defines a simple protocol by which management information for a network element may be inspected or altered by logically remote users. In particular, together with its companion memos, which describe the structure of management information, along with the management information base. These documents describe a simple workable architecture and system for managing TCP/IP-based internets, and in particular, the internet. The Internet Activities Board recommends that all IP and TCP implementations be network manageable. This implies implementation of the Internet MIB and at least one of the two recommended protocols, SNMP or CMOT. It should be noted that at this time, SNMP is a full internet standard and CMOT is a draft standard. See also the host and gateway requirements for RFCs for more specific information on the applicability of this standard. Please refer to the latest edition of the IAB Official Protocol Standards, RFC, for current information on the state and status of standard internet protocols. Distribution of this memo is unlimited. So it looks like we got a prompt up. So let's maybe can this for a while. Well, let's take. I was interested in this because I'd never heard of this other one. So this has been obsoleted. So let's see what it was obsoleted by. So common management information services and protocols for the internet. So yeah, I've just never heard of this, so it's just kind of interesting to me. But it's not going to be on the test, so really can't justify reading through it or anything. Just looking at it shortly is all I can justify. So I'm going to save this to my notes, though, and maybe come back to it. But for now, I'm going to be looking at that help. So this is SNMP, so I'm going to do help apropos. Yeah, apropos, SNMP, pipe, yep, and we'll see what I got. So all sorts of stuff. So let's narrow it down to just help. Okay, so we've got, of course, help topic, and we've got help reference as well, help reference. So yeah, let's just start with help topic, because T for talk, so it's got a lot to talk about. So the more verbose output is going to be under topic, not reference. Reference is just a short reference of all the commands. In fact, since it's shorter, we can start with reference. Oops. Oh, well, that's interesting. I thought that was a selectable option. Yeah, it says it is. Oh, it looks like it has to be narrowed down. So for V3, there it is. help reference. But let's do help topic SNMP. Oops, and same deal. I can't just do regular SNMP. So I hope they would just do V3 only on the test. They wouldn't do any V2 because V2 is not secure. So I think I'm going to be good just to look at help topic for V3. So to configure SNMP V3, include the following statements at the edit SNMP V3 and edit SNMP hierarchy levels. So at the edit SNMP level, you've got to choose an engine ID and then view name. So lots of stuff. So there's a minimum configuration. Yeah, so I wish you could search by this. Unfortunately, it looks like you cannot. If I were better, if I could pull up a Python shell here, I could figure it out. In fact, I could probably put in a Python script too on these devices that would figure that out. That would be very useful if I could figure out how to do that. And I'm sure I can. And Python, it's spelled Python, but Python scripting is going to be on version 961 of this exam anyways. So Juniper Python scripts. So if I could write that and implement that during the test, that would be really great. But I'm not sure if I'll have a way to FTP a file over or write out the script directly on the device. Because I would like, I know what I could do is let me just write out the script that I would use if I had the ability to do whatever I wanted. So I'll start with a kind of a flow chart. I think I can get one online. So, or I can get draw.io, I think is one. Yeah. Perfect. So, yep, save it to my device. Create a new one. And don't do the client version. There we go. So yeah, let's do a flow chart for this script. And we're gonna say help menu. So print out help menu. Okay, and then we're gonna say we're gonna have a for loop. So, well, I think I might be better off just writing out the code because I kind of know what I want to do. So it's going to be the command I entered in before. So it's going to be, yeah, this right here, help apropos. So search term equals, yep, like this, but I'm going to have dot format keyword. So you should be able to give it a keyword, search for anything, and then it'll be input equals or keyword equals input. Please enter a search term. Okay, and then search term results are going to be okay, so search. So we'll have search equals that, and then we'll say something like send get search to run on Juniper and store result in a var. Okay, so then down here we're going to have var dot split. Yeah, because we'll just assume that it's going to return a string if that works. So now we'll have search results. So search results is going to be a list, and we'll do for result in search results. Then it would be something like, because what I want to do is So for result in search results, so these are all the search results. So then what I would like to do is this same thing here. So get results, and I'm going to need a pipe no more as well. So I'll say get result to run on Juniper and store results in a var. Okay. So then we'll say, and then it would say, we would say, yeah, and then we could have if word key phrase in var print results. Yeah, so now, and then we can have key phrase equals input, please enter a phrase to search for. Okay, so hopefully this makes sense. So the script I would like is a script that takes this part here as just a variable. So if I wanted help on NTP, of course I need the no more on there. So you can see what I get here. And then if I wanted help on the NTP, put that in there, whatever I wanted, help on BGP. There we go. So then what I could do is, if I'm looking through this help, I could run this script, and then I could plug in the term that I used. So let's go back to SNMP, because this is what I'm doing. So I could plug that in, and then the script would store all of this as a variable, and then it would run each of these commands, and of course it would need a pipe no more there as well. And then before doing that though, it would take a key phrase, and now I could do something like this, where when it says related topics, tracing SNMP activity on a Junos device, I can make that the key phrase. And then it will go through everything here, and then if it finds that key phrase, it will tell me which of these had it, and then I can go in and get the help that I needed. So all I need to do is this simple Python script, and I need to be able to feed it a variable, but I'm not sure how to do that. You can do a start shell, but yeah, I'm not sure how to. It looks like you can. Yeah, you can't. So is there like? Perfect. So I've got vi. So that's good news. And I'll probably have this on the test too. But yeah, that's really good news. So let's do a CLI again, and then let's do ls. Or let's do file list. So okay, there it is. So let's do start shell cd root and pwd. Perfect. And now let's do vi, and we're going to call it helper.py. Okay, so now I should be able to get this to work, hopefully. So I think it's going to be Python 2 on this. I'm not too sure about that, but we'll assume it's Python 2. So we'll do keyword equals input. Please enter a search term. Okay, and then search equals help apropos. Okay, and then it's Python 2, so depending on the version, it might not have this syntax, but I think I'm gonna be safe to assume that it is a later version of Python 2, hopefully, because this is version 18. The testing version is gonna be 19, so I assume that's one of the more recent versions, hopefully. So format keyword, perfect. So, okay, so now we're going to need to run this search on a Juniper and store the results in a variable. I think I can do that. So all I need to do is say, yep, search results equals CLI search. Oops. Oh, I can actually just put CLI up here. and have it be a part of this. Yeah. Yeah. Wait, how is this going to work? Do I need to import CLI? Can I not move it down one? Yeah, because I need to have that command execute on the device. So I guess I'm not sure how to do that. Okay, so I've got, I could probably use PyEZ from, yeah, because you can add, yeah, so yeah, this is what I need to do, I believe. Yeah, so I can use PyEZ and huh. Yeah, so here's PyEZ. I'm wondering if I can use that just on the box instead of downloading it elsewhere. So let me try that. But I wonder if I can even, let me do a proof of concept here. Then keep this really simple. So I'm going to do a quit. And then I'm going to go back into Vine. And I'm just going to do test equals raw input. This is a test. And then print test. Okay, so not permitted there. Okay, so oops, I put it in the wrong directory if I want it to be a commit script. Okay, so I can definitely create that in that directory. So let's do a start shell. We'll do a rm helper.py. Let's go back to see what that file was, that file path was. It's going to be edit system scripts, set commit, and then helper, file helper.py. Okay, so now I've got the okay, so I don't think this is going to work because right, so I really don't think this is going to work because as I remember from studying this topic for exam 960, commit scripts have to be in either the XML version or the Slacks version of the Juniper commit scripting language. So Python is not a language that is used for commit scripts. So if I were to try to configure that, okay, so yep, here we go. Oh, but I can, it looks like I can enable the language, unable to run Python script. So let's try enabling that language. Aha. So there we go. And it looks like it is input. So I can do, and it'll print out, oops, but it didn't print out, unfortunately, it didn't print out what I wanted here. So maybe it did somewhere, but it didn't print it out so that I could see it. But it's definitely, I think, a good proof of concept that will work. I will be able to give it what I need to give it, and hopefully it will be fine. Yeah, but I'm not sure how to have it print out. I'm pretty sure I could use PyEZ at this point, I do think it might be a bit difficult, a bit too much investment of time for the return, although the return will be really huge if I can figure this out. It's just instant help on whatever subject I want, and then if the help document lets me down and says, oh, well, it's in this other document, and by the way, good luck getting to that other document, I can just say, well, I'll just use the script and get that other document and look it up right here on the fly. So it looks like if I import start shell, that might work. So let's do another proof of concept. And then we're going to go back into that helper file. So we'll do a 3D on there to delete all the extra config. Oh, so it's behaving kind of weird. But let's do a 2D, enter, DD, enter, DD. There we go. Okay, so that got rid of that. So I can go into edit mode. And I can do from JNPR.junos.utils.start shell, import start shell. And I don't know if I need to give it the device because it's already on the device, but it looks like when you do a start shell, you do have to give it a name of a device. So let's just do ss equals start shell r1. Okay, and then we'll do ss.open, and then we'll do ss.run, CLI, and we'll do show configuration, pipe display set, pipe no more. Okay, we might need a new line character at the end. Nope, it looks like we don't. Oh, it looks like I do need that -c though for the show version. It had that -c, so I will add that in there. Okay. Let's do a show run. Okay, well, let's do that. And then for the second command, let's save that into an output. So we're going to do a new line. There we go. Oops. Perfect. Okay, so now we're going to do version equals ss.run CLI-c show version. We're going to do print version using different spacing than they are, and then we'll do ss.close. So hopefully this will work. I have a feeling it will not, but if it does, that's going to be huge because it means I can't make that helper. So, yep, so let's do a commit to trigger that script. Oops, it looks like it's not triggered unless I actually make a change. Okay, so yep, there's an error. So just as I thought, it's not going to work. This is interesting that it's only triggered when I commit. One thing I think I might be able to do, if memory serves. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Okay, so there is a commit scripts, but it's it just makes it so that the scripts go to a backup routing engine. I only have one routing engine, so that's not going to work. All right, so yeah, I think my brilliant plan of having a helper yeah, I think it's just not going to work. I want to say I kind of don't want to give up on it yet, because it did print out the command, but it didn't execute the command. So I would need to figure out how to get it to do that. So yep, you can use 3 languages, but 2 languages are enabled by default. The third language, Python, requires a special configuration to enable, but I have, well, actually, I just reverted myself doing that. But I'll add that back. All right, and now I'll just look at an example, and hopefully that will let me know how to get this to work. Because if this could work, I mean, that would be huge. So, here's some modules I can use. So I can import any of these modules. So here's, yep, I can import PyEZ, I can import Paramiko, I can import all sorts of stuff. Let's see if I can import anything to send commands to the device. I think that would be PyEZ. So here we can see which version. So version 3 of Python does not start until 19.4R1. So I'm running 17. So I'm going to be running version 2.7. And I just barely snuck by because version 18 is the earliest version where you can use Python. So let's take a look at what version is used in 961, because I am curious to know if on the test I will have 2.7 or 3.7. All right, so on version 961, we're going to be running 19.3, but here we're running 19.4 in order to have Python 3.7. So on the test, it's going to be Python 2.7. So for any input statements, assuming I can do that, it looked like I could not. I would need to use raw inputs. But for the most part, Python 2 and Python 3 are somewhat seamless if you're just doing simple scripting things. Okay, so it looks like I can get this Python object here. I'd like to just see some examples if I may. But it looks like this is possible. It's going to be a lot of work, but kind of high risk, high reward. Because any advantage I can have test day is going to be really nice. And if I can just pull up documentation at will in a way that doesn't leave me high and dry, I'll definitely, when I get stuck, be in a lot better. Oh, it says here you can start Python. That's interesting. I wonder if I need to not be the root user or something in order to do that. I can set that up and see if that is the case. So I'm going to do start shell and then Python, and you can see operation is not permitted. So let's make a user account where I'm a super user. Oh, it's going to be edit system login. Set user, authentication. Okay, and then with any user account, you also need to give it a class. Super user. And then the UID populates automatically during a commit. So yep, I've got a UID of 2000. So I will log out from the root accounts. How did I do this before? Okay. So I thought I could just do an exit and then it would have me authenticate again. Maybe I did not set up authentication yet. Nope, I have authentication set up. So why is it behaving in a way that I am not expecting it to behave? Let's see how it behaves differently on router 1, or sorry, on router 2. So yeah, I was expecting to be able to go back into this prompt here. Yeah, and you can see here if I do exit, it does a logout. So this is the behavior I was expecting, but it's not the same behavior here. I think the reason might be if I do another exit, and I look at my present working directory. Oops, and it looks like I'm getting errors here. Okay, so let's do a exit. Now a PWD. Oh, so I'm in the same hierarchy. So yeah, it's just not behaving the same way. Oh, now it magically is. Okay, well, fine with me, as long as it's working. Okay, so now if I do a start shell, Python, still operation not permitted. Let's put this through a Google search, because if I could just get a shell, that would make scripting a lot easier. Oops, so we're going to search Juniper, and then, yep. So Python interactive mode is not supported on box on a Junos device. Instead, you can run it from files. So I can do it from a remote server and send it over. Yeah. Aha, but it looks like I can run it without without doing a commit by using that OP keyword. So OP, and then I can do a name of a script to run. So I can go exit or start shell, and now I can do by test.py, and now I can do print. Oop, I got to do an I to do insert mode for by. And then I'll do a DD. Oops, I'll go back to command mode, do a DD, now insert mode, and just do a print hello world, WQ, OP, oops, CLI, OP test.py. No OP scripts configured. Oh, it's got to be in the OP folder, but that's easy. I can change that. So I can even do a move on it. There we go. And now do a exit, root, clouds, CLI, OP, test.py. Boom. So that was pretty easy. I can do a import sys and do a sys.argv, and then I can do my second argument. I can do SNMP, and then I can give it the full string in quotes like that. So let's try that. So we're going to do insert mode, then we're going to import sys, and then we're going to do sys.argv1. So we're going to do print sys.argv. Nope, not 0, because that's the name of the script. 1. So now we'll do CLI, OP test.py, and then we'll say hello world here. Oops. Oops, and I spelled it wrong. So OP test.py hello world. Oops, and I need another one. There we go. So that's interesting that there's a dash there. I'm not sure why there's an extra dash, but that's not hard to work around. What if I put a dash here? Now I get dash dash. Oh, so there's a dash after the hello world. But this is the, oh, nope, so now I'm getting just two dashes. So with one single space, it doesn't work. Two spaces doesn't work. Let's try with three spaces. Okay, so name, argument name, test. So it looks like it's only accepting it in pairs, which is interesting that it does it that way. But I can certainly just do start shell by test.py and just put whatever I need in here. There's nothing wrong with that at all. So we'll say, oops, we'll go into edit mode. We'll do keyword. Oops. Word equals, in my case, it's going to be SNMP, but I can come back and change this, and then key phrase. Now here I don't have a phrase yet, but now I can do, now I need to get the output. Okay, so this looks pretty good. Yeah, I think this is going to work, and this is going to give me a huge advantage during the test because I'll be able to use that help menu a lot more effectively. So I want these at the top even before my import statements in this case because I want to be able to change those because I can't just do a raw input. I want to be able to change those really fast and really easy. So I am violating HIP 8 standards for how a Python script should be formatted, but I'm doing it for reasons because it will make the script easier for me to use. So I think I am plenty justified in doing so. So now we've got PyEZ. Okay, so this is get chassis inventory, but we'll just use this as a proof of concept. And we'll use it to test that new syntax. It is 2.7, so it should be fine. So definitely gets complicated very quick, especially since it's not on a terminal. I can't just use the Python help. But for what I'll be using this for, it's not going to be that complicated. Oh, let's just do a DD. There we go. Start over again. Okay, so we're going to just start over again. So print, and we're going to use different syntax than what they're using. They're using the Python 2 syntax, but we'll use the Python 3 syntax, which is hopefully backwards compatible, but we will find out. There we go. All right, so this I think is all I need for now. I don't have a key phrase, I don't have a keyword, but that's because that's a holdover from when I'm going to run the script later. So this I think is good. So let's do a Python, or let's do a CLI and an OP test.py. So oops, invalid syntax. Aha, so yep, this is evidence, I think. Yeah, because serial number print, yeah, the syntax looks perfectly good. It's just that it's in Python 2, not Python 3. So I can't use this format syntax. I've got to use the Python 2 syntax, but there's nothing wrong with that. And I'm glad, happy to know the truth of the matter. All right, so let's give it the way it wants it. I'll still go ahead and use the Python 3 syntax for the print statement, just because if I revert to my old ways of Python 2, I'll never be able to go back. I'll constantly be doing it wrong. Okay, and then, oops, I can't forget the jdev.close. That could have caused some problems for me, but hopefully, oops, so still got a problem. Perhaps it doesn't even accept the, oh, no, I forgot to close the parentheses. Aha, so proof of concept, the scripting will work. But this is, of course, dependent on this jdev.rpc. So let me do a IPython and see. Yeah, so I can do a pip install jdev. So I'll do cmd, and I'll do bash, because I've got the Linux subsystem enabled on my Windows 10. So I'll do a pip install jdev. Well, I might just do a venv actually. There we go. Oops, don't have it. Well, I can do Python. Yep, so this is 2.7. That's fine because that's what I'm going to have. Pip install jdev. Oops. So no URL found for jdev. Oh, where's jdev? Oh, so jdev equals device.open. Device is JNPR. So python-m pip install JNPR. Oops, still nothing. What about Junos? Oh, nope, still nothing. So what about a python-m pip upgrade? Or pip update? Nope. Okay, so that's interesting. I mean, I can use the help doc because I can see that it is on the device. So I require a boilerplate. Or not for Python. So that's a commit script. This is definitely going to be an OP script. Okay, so I don't see anything. This might be a Moby Dick moment for me. Might be more trouble than it's worth. Unfortunately, I did not even um, study SNMP so far, and that's what this topic was meant to be about. But I really think if I can set up a OP script to have the help more searchable, then I can do anything really. So I just need to know one really simple thing, and that is just how to print out the help, how to send a command. Um, so okay, so I think I found it. Oops, the XML RPC equivalent of this command is not available. That's too bad. Yeah, so I need to look at the okay. Well, it's kind of not working. Oh, they don't even give it to me in Python, unfortunately. That's definitely the language I'll be using. I'm not gonna, those other two languages, I really don't want to use during the test. Yeah, it looks like you can use interactive mode, but I've got to use it in a special way that I can't use. Oops, it looks like my computer just randomly stopped and restarted. Hopefully, it looks like the camera is still running. I've got blue on it, but if not, I'm back. I don't know what happened to my computer. I think it overheats. Yeah, it's really, really hot. So I think the fan's broken on it and it overheats. It's kind of a few years old, so I could probably stand to upgrade it. Especially since I went with a budget conscious option. Aha, here we go. So includes predefined operational tables and views that can be used to filter unstructured output returned from CLI, converted to JSON. Yeah, I'm not sure that this is possible, unfortunately. Oh, okay. So I can do here we go. I can do dev.cli. So let's do this. I'm going to go to here, open a new tab. We're going to do print dev.cli show version. Okay, and then Okay, so hopefully this works really nice and simple. If it works, I can take it from there. So got my fingers crossed. Okay, so this is really helpful. It's telling me instead of that, use rpc.get software information. So let's try that. So it's going to be over here instead of this command, we're going to be doing rpc.get software information. It's going to be dev.close. Okay, so hopefully this works. Oops. So I would, yep, of course, that makes sense. So we don't have RPC. Let's try it with dev. Oops, so yep, still not working. Device object has no attribute. So, but it did work. It just gave a kind of annoying warning. Oops, so even this isn't working now. Oh, so it won't let me use this as here. Oops, so still not working. Um, it was working before, so I'm really curious what the issue is. Let's see if I can go back to where it was working. Oops, so it looks like I cannot. I lost it already, so let's go all the way back. We'll work from the bottom up. Oh, I see. Okay, so I didn't need, okay, I didn't need the parentheses in my import statement. That's the problem. Okay, so this is going to work here. Okay, so we're, oh, okay, so I can't use that syntax. So I've got to do dev equals device. I'll just do a rm test.py and then a void test.py. Oops. All right, finally. So I've just got that error message, but I'm actually going to get the show version. I'll need to do a pipe a pipe no more. Yep. Oops, so the pipe no more didn't work, unfortunately. Shoot. But I can always do a CLI, set CLI, and then it's going to be terminal, oops. So I'm looking for okay, so here we go. Yep, so that works. Yeah, so I can just have that. Oh, still didn't work. Still didn't work. So yeah, I don't know what's going on. I probably need to give it up. Apologize that there was no SNMP during this video, but um, I'm hoping that it was interesting enough anyways, just to see scripting. Oh, so it looks like I've got 3 users in here. Okay, so I'm not sure what's going on there, but I think I'm gonna have to end the video now. So I'm still gonna need to make SNMP videos. Unfortunately, I spent all the time on PyEZ, but stay tuned for more when I actually get into the SNMP. I think it was worth the time spent, even though it ended up being a waste of time. If I could have figured out how to get that working, it really would have been a huge advantage for me on test day. So I think it was worth a try. But Unfortunately, it just happened so that it did not end up working, but I will be moving on to SNMP in the next video. So see you there. Thanks for watching.